Today I want to talk about something that might be one of the most controversial takes on the planet. And that is that games costing more, meaning their upfront price going from $50 to $60 to $80 to, apparently for GTA 6, $100, might, and I think will be, a good thing for the gaming industry. And you're gonna be like, dude, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. You are cringe. But I'm gonna back this up. And you're gonna be like, dude, you're actually so smart. You're so smart. You're just so intelligent. You're the greatest takes ever. And how I'm gonna do that is, let's talk about what happened. For people my age, around your mid to late 20s, you know that the early 2000s, when games still cost $60. $60 in 2005. The same damn price, okay? Games now, a full price game costs, I think, $69.99 technically, quote unquote. But let's just go ahead and say it's $60, okay? This $69.99 thing is like very, very new. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it still costs basically $60. Think about anything else at all that has retained its price. That's right. Pretty much absolutely nothing. Most things are legitimately 2 to 3, 4 times more expensive. And we're not talking about like just random stuff like Bitcoin here. We're talking about the price of a freaking hamburger. We're talking about how much a graphics card costs. A high-end graphics card, like the best one money could buy, used to cost like $1,000. And that's not even consumer. That's if you're like, I'm gonna be really cool and edgy. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna buy like the hardware excellent freaking Titan Black Edition graphics card. It was like $1,100, I remember. This is like 2013. $1,100. Now, the top-end consumer card costs like $2,000. Okay? Everything, and I mean literally everything, is like 2, 3, 4 times more expensive. And so it's like, okay, so what? Why is that a good thing? Why does that make the games... Why is that good for gaming? The price is increasing. It was bad for everything else. Everyone agrees. It was bad. It's a digital product. There are no materials used to make it. Why can't it hold the same value? And the answer is, I would argue that game publishers having the social, let's call it social. I'm gonna go with social. The social ability to create a more expensive game, meaning it'll be socially accepted or accepted among the masses as not like a scam, because there's a lot of things that work where it's like, hey, listen, I'm gonna give you way more value. This is legitimately a good deal. Like if you actually backtrack and you don't follow your emotions, this is a freaking sick deal I'm giving you. But normally a game costs $60. I'm gonna charge you $120. Okay? Most people would just be like, no, fuck you. Games cost $60. Games cost $60. So that game would just be, it would be a flop because people would be like, fuck you, dude. $120. Get the hell out of here. I mean, the same thing happened with Artifact in, I think, 2018 or 2019, where they tried to charge $20, which is pretty cheap or reasonable for a game. But the fact that they tried to charge $20 for a card game when every single other digital card game ever made was free, okay? They tried to charge $20 for a game where you still had to buy the cards, right? And that's where people said, go fuck yourself. I refuse. And then the people who did play it, it's just the social stigma around it, the whole thing just kind of killed the game. And it was almost entirely a pricing and marketing issue. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because at the core of it, you actually like went into it unbiased and compared it to games, you would realize that you're getting a actual much better value as a reasonable person if you pay $20 to play Artifact. Because it brings value to the base card set. It's like the same thing as Magic the Gathering. If you just got the cards for free, it's like, it's weird, right? Like, now that you buy the game and everything has value now. Like, instead of just it being free, like Hearthstone, but now you have to pay $3 for your pack and everything you have is worthless. You can't actually, no, you could actually like still sell your cards. You can actually earn decks by playing the game with the cards you had. It was not, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. Obviously, it flopped and was terrible. And there's a lot of issues with that. But I think most of the actual big part of issues with Artifact wasn't necessarily the $20. It was how people interpreted it, the $20, and how it felt absolutely slanderous and greedy coming from them. And the truth is it probably was slightly greedy. That's not the point. No one's saying that raising prices isn't at some point based in some form of greed. But the point is that being greedy or respecting yourself on like a there's a difference between respecting your value and being greedy. I would say that there's always a little bit of greed in there, right? Because you want money, but generally speaking, we kind of have like a innate understanding of like, hey, this guy's like literally just trying to rip us off, and this guy's just trying to get what it's worth. Like this guy's just like, hey, I got a $60 thing, I want a $60. Now here's what I'm going to complain about. The problem with raising base game prices is that it is bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. The fact that we pay $60 for NBA 2K or Madden every year, and they're allowed to do that, $69.99, because like, oh, that's what a full game costs nowadays. Those aren't full games, man. You cannot tell me. I remember having this thought when I was 11 years old, okay? Playing Skyrim. You can't tell me that Skyrim, which is the most amazing game created around that time, you could spend 100 hours in actual true enjoyment playing the game by yourself. There's 100 hours of just more than 100 hours. There's like 1,000 hours of literal side quests and content and things to do, and it costs the same as NBA basketball. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of bullshit I'm talking about. That is what is lame. That's what ruins these games. That's what ruins the idea of, well, that's what a full price game's gonna cost. We're still just be paying $80. We're gonna start paying $80 for Call of Duty, which is the same thing every year. That's what's bullshit. But there needs to be an agreement in the gaming community to push back. Even the normies got to get involved. The casual gamers have got to go, dude, I'm not paying $80 for fucking FIFA, okay? I'm not paying $80 for some bullshit Call of Duty. I will, however, pay $80 for Skyrim 2, or I will pay $100 for GTA 6. Something that is actually worth the money. Why are all AAA titles priced the same? That is innately what the issue is. We need to judge each game on its own merits and values, and not every game should just be stamped with full price, right? Every game that comes out, full price tag. What is up with that? It's not really that way on PC. Most games, there's like a variable pricing thing on PC, but consoles and pretty much every actual AAA title, $60, $70, $60, $70, all of them. No matter if it's freaking some kind of scam Iron Man game made in whatever, NBA 2K, like I said a million times, no matter what it is, it's $60. Even if it has microtransactions in it, even if it's filled with bloatware or like scams or ads or whatever the hell, like a mobile game, it costs $60. And that's my point, is that I think as a community, as a group of gamers, and like we gotta get the casuals in on this too, we should accept that, hey, GTA 6, if it's actually going to be a game that you can sit down and truly enjoy for 80 to 120 hours, and it's going to be that immersive and that expansive, and it's truly going to be 5 games in one, then it can cost $100. That way, and here's the point I want to make, if we can increase the revenue or the expected revenue from games that don't fucking scam us, meaning games like Grand Theft Auto 5 when it first came out. I don't want to get into Shark Cards Online. That's not the point here. Or like games like Expedition 33, like literally the most perfect, amazing game. It costs $50. There's no microtransactions. You play it for 30 to 50 hours. You have the time of your life, and then you move on, right? That is glorious. That's the kind of shit I need fucking put into a thing and just injected like right in my veins right there. Just shit right in there. And I just think, truly, genuinely, if we don't push back against the bad parts of this, the bullshit games that cost $80, the bullshit games to this day that cost $60 even, I don't imagine that's going to happen, but like, you just got to judge every game on its merits and its own value, and we just got to stop giving it some universal full price to every fucking game. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. GTA 6 should be praised and be like, yes, cost $100. If you're going to be fucking good, if you're going to be 100 hours of me having an actually fun, immersive experience, I will pay $100 for it. But we got to stop charging $60 or $70 for some bullshit sports game or bullshit Call of Duty or bullshit this yearly release garbage fucking slop, okay? That's the problem. Slop should not cost $80. But games like GTA, games like Skyrim, games like Clair Obscur even, Expedition 33, all that shit. I don't know. What's another freaking amazing game? Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 was $50. Why is a game like that $50 when NBA 2K is $60? That doesn't make any sense. Baldur's Gate 3 is like one of the greatest games ever. You can legitimately play one playthrough. I played one playthrough. It was $100. One playthrough. And it was fun the entire time. I couldn't stop playing it. Okay? That kind of shit, charge $100 for it. Fucking take it and just fucking put it right. Just, I think there should be there should be an expected value return on your $100. If they charge $100 and it sucks, then we can boycott it and talk shit. But I want to leave the idea of charging $100 open because hopefully it increases the revenue and gives a genuine, true business perspective of making money by making a good game and charging more for it, right? If that makes games that don't have microtransactions, makes games that don't have shitty gambling in them, it makes games that aren't just riddled with fucking brain wiring abusive fucking mechanics that just make you want to spend money on bullshit with boxes, skins, battle passes, all that stuff, and they want to charge $100 for it, I think that's actually a good thing. I would much rather pay $100 for a good game than pay $60 for a game riddled with garbage microtransactions and fucking AIDS, okay? I think we can all agree with that. I think most gamers would rather do that. So if that happens, that's a great thing. And I don't imagine Rockstar is going to start putting microtransactions and bullshit into the single player experience. Now the multiplayer is a whole different thing, and I kind of separate them because the single player of Rockstar games is big enough and immersive enough that you don't really need the multiplayer. Like, you could play it, but it's kind of like a separate thing. But if they do the multiplayer right, there's going to be shark cards. There's going to be all that garbage in there. And that's just kind of how it is, which is kind of lame. But as long as there's a 40 to 60 hour extremely immersive and fun single player experience, I think that price tag is fine. And I'm not really going to complain about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think this is true. I think this is a good thing. I think this needs to be spouted from the rooftops. Like, every game should be judged on its own merits. Like, stop just having this full price tag bullshit. Like, just stop it. Knock it off. Every game should have its own individual price. If they want to charge $100, it's got to bring $100 of value. But if it does it, and it doesn't put in shitty microtransactions, doesn't put in shitty gambling garbage, doesn't put in shit, then I think it's okay. And it's also good. It's got to be a good game, right? Just like everything else in this fucking world. It should be priced on its own merits, and there shouldn't just be full price bullshit. Okay, I want to bring back mid-2000 gaming. I want to bring back when games cost $60 and they had to be fucking good, man. Bring it back. Okay, that's it. That's the video.